Hey everybody, this is James from South Texas RC and BRB Racing. I promised y'all after making the review I would do a little bit of run time. I don't have any ramps out here. I don't have any jumps set up. I just got basically, the other day I did some maintenance. I was overgrown by grass out here, so I had to trim it up and get the track area back to somewhat normal. So I'm just going to do some normal runs out here, show you all the truck in action. I know it's kind of a late, finish up with the review, but thought I'd show you the track out back that I've got and show you the car. So let's do a few runs with it here. Get my controller here. Hopefully I got a good view for y'all with this. This is the first time for me using this piece of equipment. Something's lodged again. I bet you I got a rock lodged in there. That mystery hole, I was supposed to fill it in with something, and they actually said it was a gateway to relieve, I have no steering, to relieve a rock from being stuck inside of there, but something's tripping out. Tell me I already lost a servo. That's what it acts like. Let's take the steer rate down to off. Yep, something ain't jiving. Yeah, it looks like I might have lost a servo. Yep. Bummer. All right, guys, well, I guess that's problem number 2 that's come up. So let me find out what's going on. So apparently, yes, the servo did blow. I'm gonna try to set up here real quick where you all can see this. So definitely gotta reach out to them tomorrow and find out exactly, brand new truck, why it's already broke, but good that way. And it's got the jitters when you turn. So definitely something broken inside, but never fear. These are the servos that I use, guys, right here. I swear by these things. I love these. So if you're looking for a good servo for a cheap price, this is definitely it. So let me get the battery out of there and try to set up to show you all step by step how to remove your servo out of the Vortex. Okay, so far these are 2mm. There's one here, of course one here, and it looks like the power switch is going to have to be removed. And also when you remove them, watch out because there's these little tiny washers right here. I'm going to pull this power switch off next. So with the power switch removed, you can access the other 4th one right there. Looks like for the steering horn, you move the wheels all the way this direction, and you can get to that screw, which is another 2.0, which is inside of there. Looks like to get to the wiring, you have to remove the speed control screws on either side of the unit, which are also going to be a 2mm. Looks like now with the speed control removed, you can easily open and access the door to the electronics. But it looks like on these tire wires right here, it'd be best to push this clip back, pull the wires out to get it relieved. There's another mystery clip that holds the wiring in. Actually, it was all the way flush, but when you try to pull on it, it just snaps. So looks like when you do this, you end up breaking this part of your truck off, guys. But no big deal because it's just a retainer and the wire is still laying there perfectly fine. And it's got this cool little red box here to deal with. So let me get into that. And that was just a rubber sleeve, so it pulled directly straight up out of there. So now I'm going to unplug it and start the install. On first attempt, you know, powering up the truck, putting the Rage one in here, hooking it up inside, I'm presuming, you know, once it's powered on that it's centered up and it looks like this servo faces to where it's this position, and the servo saver itself will be pointed in the downward position. I kind of had to go through here with the tool to kind of grab the dog bone itself and move it, caress it back and forth a little bit to get it to line up to go back in the hole, and then put the screw back in and tighten it down. I've already got all the screws mounted onto the servo. Now I'm just going to put back together the rest of it and it'll be ready to run. Alright, got the battery back in, all the screws back in, powered up, see what we got. And like new. So yeah, it looks like this servo right here is going to not last very long. Literally, guys, I've got maybe 10 packs through this car, if that, and it's already trash. So I gotta call them tomorrow about that. Let me see if I can do a couple of runs and test it out, and that'll be it for the day. Another thrilling thing I just noticed, I lost a screw to my wing. Awesome. Alright, make a few runs with it out here. See if I can get this to zoom. It doesn't want to. There we go. Alright. Position y'all where y'all can see. I'm going to do a few more runs with it and I'm going to call it a night, guys. Wasn't expecting to have to replace the servo. And I'll let you know in the comments what Horizon Hobbies / Arrma said about that servo and the screw to the wing, and away we go. That's why it's always good to carry spare parts in your toolbox, guys. Dirt is loose tonight. I'm still acting squirrely with it. Let me try to make some adjustments. Flipper. Definitely need to throw some water out here on the track next time, because this dirt got loose. And I was going to take it out front and verify the steering even on the pavement, but now, as I was bringing it in, I noticed it started to bind. And now there's something lodging, either the spur gear or opinion or whatnot or such. So until next time, guys, I'll leave in the comments what this was too, because it's getting late and I have other things to do. So yeah, so far so not good. Till next time, guys, I'll keep you posted. Later. Okay, so here's what's going on with the, I guess we'll call this part 3 of the Arrma Vorteks, and now including the Typhon. So upon taking it apart after it jammed up, let me dig this out real quick. The bearing on the inside of the motor, which everyone's complaining about, the front bearing, you can see where it even scarred that up, exploded. Let me find the rest of this real quick. So as you can see, the bearing got completely exploded inside of here. So this motor is completely trashed. Even started rubbing on the Kevlar. Excuse all the parts that's sticking to the magnet. So basically what I did to that is I upgraded to a Castle Creations motor. And the other one I had was an old one. This is the new one I just purchased for the Typhon. So the fans will not fit on the Castle motors. I went with 3800 kV. I believe they're the 4610s. So you'll have to get aftermarket fans, which I did. I got the Power Hobbies fans to put on here. And of course, also what I did is I changed out the bearings here because they were completely dry and blown on the Vortex already. Put new bearings on there, and then new here. It's the Traxxas bearings that I use. These are the ones right here. They are the, that's the size right there, 10-15-4. That goes over the slipper clutch. So I'm going to start sticking this all back together, and then I will be right back. Oh yes, and to note, the slots where the screws are at here, I use one of these small bits to widen the holes a little bit on the plate to get the screws to align it properly, just a very small amount. And on the inside of the trans case, this one has a longer shaft. I had to use a sander wheel to buff this larger here because it was jamming up against the spur, and that was this piece right here I used. So I'll be right back. And on the Typhon, I had to position the power wires of the motor down at the base like this. That way the fin of the metal wasn't going to touch against the connectors here of the heat sink. And then of course on your wires, just from ABC to over here, just you've got to put them in order, 1, 2, or 3, or 1, 2, or 3. Start it up, see if the tires run forward or backwards, and that way you know if you've got the wiring set up in the right direction. Just make sure you keep them in order, just 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. And if that doesn't work, just switch them around. That's set just 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Basically, I still have to go get some zip ties. I ran out to tie all this wiring up really nice on it. This is the Typhon 3S with the motor transfer to the new Castle and the fan system. And I tell you what, it's a holiday weekend, so for Memorial Day, so I wasn't able to talk to Horizon Hobbies / Arrma yet. But as for gearing for the Typhon out of the box at the 15, I found that was okay on its temps. But then after dismantling this motor, when the one on the Vortex blew, to find out that the internals of it were starting to wear already, the front bearing, and then researching to find out tons of people are having problems with this bearing exploding. I said, you know what, I'm going to scrap it. I'm going to go with something that I know is good quality and it's going to work. So basically, guys, so far not too bad on the speed control, but definitely a motor swap to the Castle 3800 kVs. Change out the fans because like I said, the other fan system won't fit. And I tell you what, with this system here, it gives it a nice little punch. Let me try to rev it up here and run it. That's the Typhon. And here's the Vortex. Of course, like I said, guys, I ran out of zip ties, so I'm gonna have to tie all this up, make it nice and pretty. So just a test on this one here. where y'all can see the difference on the motors too. Sure don't blow my leg off doing this. Let me get my stand real quick. That's not even going full throttle. And that's now the Vortex. So found out the Vortex was over geared, so we're still going to keep that 15 on this one here because that was the acceptable gearing. It looked like it run pretty good. I'm going to still check temps and make sure everything's in proper control. But so far we've had on the Vortex alone, the bearings on the slipper clutch freeze up both sides. The motor explode the front bearing. An overgear issue out of the box. The servo fried out on it. Kind of what's next. So that's in a nutshell for right now, guys. This is the transformation that I've done for both, and I am quite satisfied with the outcome. So I will be talking to, like I said, Horizon Hobbies and Arrma, whichever company you want, name you want to call it, tomorrow, since we're on a holiday. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. We're still on a holiday. So on Tuesday, and let them know exactly what my findings are, and maybe see if they want to open up a case on this to where y'all aren't buying defective vehicles. I will let y'all know in the comment section as soon as I hear something, but here you go, guys. I will also take some video of both these running here later on today.